Hello everyone, this is Raj here and I am a Salesforce certified trainer. So welcome to the world of Salesforce. Whether you are a beginner looking to break into tech industry or a professional aiming to sharpen your skills, this channel is your go-to resource for everything in the Salesforce, right? So from mastering CRM basics to dividing into advanced features, we'll guide you through the tools and techniques that can transform how business manage their customer relationships. I'm excited to offer free Salesforce courses to help aspiring professionals like you. Okay, so let's start our journey to become a Salesforce professionals. So today is the day one class where we are going to discuss the introduction to the Salesforce. Okay, so introduction to the Salesforce. So before going into this Salesforce, so we need to understand a few concepts. So what are those few concepts? So we need to understand here what is about cloud computing before going into understanding the Salesforce CRM and what is this CRM concepts. So first of all, we need to understand this cloud computing. What exactly this cloud computing is? What is the use of this cloud computing? Right? All these things we are going to discuss in the today's class. Let's start our journey. So from cloud computing, the word cloud. So from the cloud computing, the word cloud refers to an internet. The word cloud refers to an internet. So nowadays usage of data is very high, right? So everybody using the data by means of this internet in different devices. Like we can use the internet in mobiles, we can use in smartphones, tabs, laptops, desktops. So by using various devices, we are accessing internet. So people are accessing internet. So people are accessing various applications. So it may be banking application, finance application, insurance application, anything. And by means of these applications, right? So we are doing so many transactions. We are performing various transactions here through online. By use of this internet access, various applications, and by means of these applications, various transactions we are doing, right? So suppose like going to the previous days. So in order to deposit a money in a bank, so in order to book a movie ticket, what we are going to do there. So in order to pay utility bills, water bills, current bills. So all these are manual activity, right? So wasting of some time, wasting of so much of money and wasting of effort is there. Human effort is there. So everything can perform. So nowadays, all these things, whatever I said, all these things we can perform through online nowadays. So if you want to make any transactions like banking transaction, insurance, finance, utility bills, traveling tickets, movie tickets. So by simply sitting in a home, we can access all these things by means of this internet. So no need to visit manually anywhere. So we are saving our time and money, right? We are saving our time and money, and not only as an individual person here. So not only myself, each and every organization is doing the same. So business organization using like various softwares in order to automate their business process, right? So what is that? Business organizations using various softwares here in order to automate their business processes, right? So what is here? Software. What is here? A software. Okay. So in order to automate the business processes. Okay. So let's take a small example here. When we are going to any supermarket, so people are using different softwares, right, in order to store customer information, sales information, like people's information, all these things. So let's say when I'm going to a bank, right? When I'm going to any bank, so where they in the bank they can store the customer information, loans, transaction information. Let's suppose I'm going to any hotel. So there in the hotel, sales information, food items information, each and every organization, each and every business process are using different softwares in order to automate their business processes. So not only as an individual person, I'm saying here, right? Each and every organization. So previously what they are doing, so when in order to deposit a money in a bank, we need to go to a bank and standing in a queue line and we need to deposit a money. So there a human effort is needed and we are wasting so much of time. So nowadays as an individual person, if I want to make any deposits in a bank, in order to make any utility bills, right, simply book any movie tickets. Simply I'm sitting in a room and I'm booking all these things. Like the same way, so each and every business processes involving this softwares here, right, where they are going to automate their business processes. Now, all these softwares are categorized into two types. All these softwares are categorized into two types. Whatever the application, whatever the software using in IT industry. So in order to automate their processes, these are divided into two types. So what are these two types? So the first one is on-premise. The first one is on-premise. On-premise application, and the second one is on demand. The second one is on demand. Okay. So the second one is on demand application. So what is mean by this on premise and what is meant by this on demand application? Let's see one by one here. Okay. So nowadays we are already using a cloud applications also. So all this what I'm saying here is related to cloud only. So why people are adopting into these cloud applications? What are the main drawback of this on-premise application? On demand is also known as the cloud application. On demand is also known as cloud application, right? So nowadays all are using this cloud application only. So why people are adopting into this cloud application? What are the major drawbacks in this on-premise? What are the major drawbacks in this on-premise? Right? What are the benefits here? What are the benefits here in this on-demand? What are the benefits in this on-demand? Okay, let me explain here. Okay, so on-premise applications. So premise means our area. What is premise? Premise means our area. On premise. Okay, on premise. Premise means our area. That may be our building, device, network, different organization, right? Organizations, all this comes under on premise. Device which you are using to access these applications comes under this on premise. In that particular device, the application should be pre-installed. In that device, the application should be pre-installed. So first of all, the application should be installed. These are nothing but on-premise. So it requires pre-installation. It requires pre-installation here. Okay. Let me explain a small scenario here. Now I purchased, let us say, a brand new mobile. Okay. So where I can receive calls and internet facilities available there. So now I want to do any video calls. Let us say a conversation using any WhatsApp application, right? I want to use any Facebook, Insta. Now tell me directly in your device whether these are possible, right? First of all, you need to install. First of all, you need to install, which is on premise, right? So all the mobile applications which we are using are nothing but on premise. So forget about these mobile applications. So now let us consider the desktop applications. So whatever the softwares and applications we use it to work, right? Like let us say MS Office. So in order to prepare your data or some resume, let's say, right? I need MS Office, right? So where it requires a pre-installation, a C programming. I want to develop any C programming application, right? I need to install C programming, C++, SQL. So all these which requires installation. So these are the most popular softwares. That is why I'm explaining here. So these are the most popular softwares used in the most IT industries. So all these are on-premise, which requires installation first, right? All the programming languages are on-premise. So what is the major drawback? Why people are adopting into this on-demand application? Why people are neglecting this on-premise? So the major drawback is it requires pre-installation of the software in the device. Why? Why it will it is a drawback, right? So let's say I want to install a Java application, right? So can it support in my mobile? So I want, let's say, MS Office. So MS Office I have installed in tabs, sorry, in desktops devices. Will it support in tabs? Will it support in smartphones? No, right? So because it is not supporting in all the devices, so people can't utilize it. So because of this major drawback, there is a loss of customers, obviously. Once there is no customer, there is a loss of revenue. So there is no there is no profit also, right? So where it can support a very minimum devices, right? Where it supports the minimum devices, right? So people, all the people can't utilize it. So the second major drawback is it, yeah, as I said, it requires a pre-installation, right? So the first one is it won't supports to install in all the devices. The second one is it requires the pre-installation. Obviously, we are losing the customers and we can lose the business as well, right? And the major why drawback, why the people are shifting to on-demand application is upgradation problem. Upgradation. What is this? What is this upgradation problem? Let's say I'm having a desktop device in which already just now I have purchased a brand new desktop system, right? So which they have given MS Office, let's say the old version 2007, they have given a free full version is there. So recently MS Office has released so many latest versions. Let's say now in the latest version of 14 version, some new features are introduced there, right? In order to use these new features which are not supported in MS Office 7, right? Now I want to buy the license of this 14, right? Which is not available for a free of cost. We have to buy this license, right? By contacting to the customer Microsoft, and we need to install that on our device. Okay, let's say today I have taken this license, and again I had purchased the new license of 14, right? By spending some amount. Now again I have installed it in my device. I did that purchase and updated in my latest desktop device. Now Microsoft is latestly updated, right? Now after using it in few days, let's say 6 months to 1 year I have used. Now I want to use some latest features which is not supported in 14 and it is supported in the 21 version, right? Which is not available in the 14 version and it is available only in the 21 version. So Microsoft released that latest update only in the 21 version, not in the 14. But you want to use those features, right? So already you have spent a lot of amount on this, like by purchasing the laptops, by adding some add-ons to it, and keep on spending the amount for this new softwares. So again, now you want to use the latest features. Now again, you want to spend amount for this. So you need to keep on investing on it, right? Keep on every year we need to upgrade in order to use the latest features, right? We need to keep on upgrading. So if it is like this, so obviously what people think, what the customers can think, right? Obviously they after some days So they will stop using the latest features. They will stop purchasing your product. Right? So let us say if the business is not growing business, if the, let us say the business is very small business, right? So then how come they invest year on every year? How come they invest? If the business is a growing business, then every stage they can invest the money and they can update the system. They can provide the best services to the customers. If the business is a, let us say, startup company, so business is not in a growing stage, let us say startup company, then how can they invest year on year every year? So it is very difficult, right? So obviously they can shift to the other products, so which are feasible and which can be user friendly. So obviously they can lose the profits. The profits may be decreased here. So this is the main drawback of this on-premise application, which is an upgradation problem here. Right? Now coming to this on-demand, why people are choosing this on-demand application? Why people are adapting into this on-demand application? Now coming to this organization. Right? Now they have introduced one or more application, which is nothing but a cloud application, which is a on-demand application. They have designed in such a way that the app does not require any pre-installation. The app does not require any pre-installation. Directly we can use. Directly we can access. Right? Directly we can access by means of two features. What are this? Browser and internet. That's it. Any device it can support. It does not require any installation. No need to have any prerequisites, right? Softwares, any hardware, some RAM, some memory. No, nothing. Just a system. That's what we need. That's it. Just a system with browser and internet access. Right? In order to access this on-demand application, we need only these features: a browser and an internet. Now tell me, every device is having a browser or internet, right? So every device is having, right, like from starting from a basic mobiles, tabs, latest mobiles, laptops, all these are having a browser. And obviously internet access is available in all the devices by using Wi-Fi or by mobile internet, right? Without installing any softwares, by means of this browser and internet, we can access this. Nowadays, most of the people are spending in the smartphones only. So where I can access by means of this browser and internet, any device, right? That is the reason everybody is showing interest in it. So many people are interested to migrate in it, right? In order to mainly overcome the drawbacks and in order and that too, this on-demand application having the major benefits. So all the people, all the customers are moving into this on-demand application, right? So let us discuss in detail about this cloud computing feature. Okay, let us discuss in detail. Okay, so what is the cloud computing here? So nowadays everyone is using this word, right? Cloud computing, cloud computing. What is this cloud computing? What is this cloud refers to? Is it an OS, operating systems? Is it any programming language? Is it any technology? Is it a database? Is it a tool or what? What exactly it is? Right? It is not a programming language. It is not a operating system. It is not a technology. It is not a database. So it is a concept. So cloud is nothing but a concept. Cloud computing is nothing but a concept. And that it is not a new concept here. So what is this exactly, this concept? So we are using this concept in the real world since very long time. I will give small examples for you in order to understand. So we are using this in our real world. Let me come to one scenario so that you can clearly understand this. Right? So let us assume I'm shifting my family to some Hyderabad location. Right? Assume that I am in a different state. Now I got a new job opportunity where I am moving from some Bangalore location to the Hyderabad location, where I want to shift my complete family. So to stay in Hyderabad location, I need some flat, right? So let's say I need a 2 BHK flat, right? I need a 1 BHK or 2 BHK flat. So I made an inquiry about these flats. So about these flats, they're saying about around 40 to 50 lakhs, right? Single BH to 1 BHK. So about 2 BHK, they're saying about 50 to around 1 CR. So, but I am not having that much amount here with me. Then what we can do? So everywhere when you shifted from one place to another place, simply buying in each and every state, it is not the correct decision, right? So how can I take? So how can I stay with my family here? So I can take this flat as a rent, right, and stay here in that flat, right? So and I can pay some rent to the vendor. I can take the flat as a rent and pay some amount to the vendor, right? Where we cannot buy, so we can take as a rent. So listen here, when we cannot buy, so we can take as a rent. When we cannot buy, we can take as a rent. Right? So I want to travel from one place to another place. I'm taking car as a rent here. Let us say taxi, Ola, Yellow Cabs, Uber. So depending upon the travel distance, we are paying rent to them. So let us say internet access. So when you are using this internet, so you are paying some amount to the service provider. So if you are using Geo internet, you are providing some amount to the service provider. Right? So if you are using some electricity, so after 1 month, how much of amount you have consumed? So depending on that, you are paying some amount of rent to the government. So now tell me, is it a very new concept? No, it is a very old concept only. So if you want to celebrate any functions in our home, right? So if you want to every time for every function, are you going to buy the utensils like tent, all these things? No, right? So you are paying some amount to the particular person and you are taking as a rent. So previously in our IT industry, we don't have this rental concept, right? So if you want to use this Microsoft Office, Java, Oracle, anything, we have to buy the license. We have to buy the license. So since the license is very costly, I cannot invest that much of amount here. So then this concept came into this picture. So then this concept came into this picture. When we cannot buy, we can take as a rent. Right? So then this concept came into the picture. So it has introduced the rental concept in our IT industry also. So we can take the resources as a rental basis. We can take the softwares as a rental basis. Right? So no need to buy the complete license here. No need to buy the complete license by investing a huge amount every time. Right? In terms of licenses, they're investing millions of dollars. So if it is a large company, then it is fine. They can invest. But what suppose if it is a small company? What suppose if it is a ongoing company? So they cannot invest, right? So then this concept came into this picture, which is nothing but pay per use. This is the cloud computing concept. Pay per use. Then this concept came into this IT industry. Introduced a concept known as pay per use. So depending upon the utilization, you can pay the rent to them. So IT softwares we can take as a rental basis. So this cloud computing is nothing but a concept which provides various approaches of accessing each and every IT resource. right? Which can be accessible over internet by paying some amount rent to them, rent to the vendors. So whoever providing to us, they are vendors and we are paying some amount to them by paying the rent amount to the vendors. So with the help of this browser and internet, this concept is came into the picture and this concept is known as this cloud computing here. Now tell me, it is a new concept or old concept? So in real world, we are seeing this concept from very past years. So in our IT industry, it is a new concept, right? Now, let us go in deep here. So now cloud computing is providing three classification of services. So it is providing three classification of services. Right? So what are these three classification of services? So the first one is SaaS. So software as a service, right? Software as a service. So the second one is PaaS, platform as a service, right? Platform as a service. And the last one is IaaS, infrastructure as a service. So the first one is software as a service. The second one is platform as a service. Third one is infrastructure as a service. These are the three classifications offered by our cloud computing to the customers. So observe this last three characters, these characters. Yes, right? Service. Here also service. Here also service. So they are providing it as a service. So no need to buy here. So no need to invest a huge amount to buy the complete license. So all the services are available on a rental basis here. So cloud computing is providing these three services as a rental basis here. Right? So software as a service. So in order to building any application here, right? Already, let us say you are using this MS Office and Notepad. All these are ready-made applications, right? All these are ready-made applications which contains some set of features, right? It already by default containing some set of features, right? So and that particular set of features we can use directly by paying some amount to them. Nowadays, if you can see this MS Office, it is also coming as a rental basis only. You can pay per month, right, to the Microsoft. So how much? So these are the features which I am going to use. Ready-made softwares. So MS Office, I am going to use the latest version. So for 1 month, yes, I need for 1 month. You can use this for 1 month. Next, you can stop. So whenever if you want to use, yes, you can use. We can take the ready-made applications as a rental basis, softwares as a rental basis. So depending upon the utilization, we are going to pay to them. Right? Now, if you go to any offering any banking application, I need any supermarket application, right? So they are designing their softwares and paying some amount to them, right? Now let's say a small example here. So now I am using this banking application where I want to develop some new features here. So in this ready-made application, can you add a new features in it? No, right? So for this purpose, we are introducing here platform as a service, platform, where it gives us the development environment, where it is having some programming languages, technologies, database, tools. All these resources are available in this platform as a service. So if you want to modify, if you want to enhance a few things, if you want to develop a new applications, there you can use this platform as a service. So we can get this platform as a rental basis. So, right, we can develop our own softwares. We can pay and use this. right? Software is first one is software as a service. Here we are having a ready-made softwares here. So if you want to enhance this ready-made softwares, if you want to develop a new softwares, for this we are having this platform as a service. Okay, software is completed and platform, the new application is also developed. So where to install this? To install these softwares, we need some servers, right? So for these server resources, like we need to have a storage spaces. Right, for the infrastructure, I'm saying here, infrastructure, right, where I need some storage spaces to install for some performing features, I need some security features. So how can I trust it? So some security features, right? So backup, how to restore it. So can we have any disaster recovery management here? So all this we can have in this infrastructure as a service. So we can get this infrastructure also as a rental basis. Right, previously what needs to be done there? So we need to buy a high configuration servers where we are going to invest a huge amount for this. Now we can take this particular configurations as a rental basis, and each and every resource we can take as in a rental. Right? So these are the three classifications given by the cloud computing here. Right? So in mobile also, if I want to download any softwares, we are having some app stores, right? So app stores are some cloud stores is there. So Play Store is there where it is having a cloud space. Right? From that we are going to download. Right? So nowadays, if you observe them like watching movies, this example best you can understand here. So nowadays, if you want to go into a movie theater, so simply they are getting the satellite devices, right? Previously, we were having some real concepts is there. So we need to take that and we need to install a projector and all these things are there. So, but nowadays, simply the producer, distributors moving into the cloud space. The new upcoming movies, whatever the new releases are there, they are simply moving into the cloud space. So simply the distributors paying amount to these producers and they are accessing the devices. Simply they will give the some password like keys. So in order to play the movie in the respective theaters. Right, some amounts of, let us say I'm going to play this particular movie around 30 days to 60 days in my theater. So you need to pay that particular amount to them. So 1 month for 2 months you need to pay a particular amount to them. Right, so nowadays everyone is a cloud service only. So now here I am having one question here. Who are offering this cloud services to the customers? In a rental basis, who are offering this? Let's say now just I have said like SIM card, who is providing some Vodafone, Airtel, Jio something. So let's say some loans, if I want to take any loans, so banks are there, so many banks are there. Likewise, for this softwares, who are the vendors are available in the market? So who can give us these particular softwares as a rental basis? So, and these vendors are known as cloud vendors. And these vendors are known as cloud vendors. So some of the cloud vendors are Amazon, right? Salesforce.com, Microsoft, IBM, Oracle, Google, right? So all these are some of the cloud vendors which they are providing their services as a rental basis. Right, like this we are having so many vendors are available in the market who are providing their cloud services to the customers on a rental basis. Right, each and every vendor is having their own cloud space and they are offering the services to the customers in a rental basis. So out of this, one of our vendor is Salesforce.com, where we are going to discuss this in detail from tomorrow's class, from the next class. Right, so one of the vendor is Salesforce.com. So where we can see this Salesforce. So how the Salesforce has, who introduced this Salesforce, and what is the basics of the Salesforce. So why the Salesforce came into the market, when it has been introduced into the market. So what are the services offered by the Salesforce, right? So all this introduction part of the Salesforce we can discuss in the next class, right? So So thank you for today. So keep watching this channel. You can get our latest updates. Okay. Thank you guys.